Okay, guys, today we're going to talk about fractions in kind of a different way and perimeter in kind of a different way. So we've talked about perimeter before, and that's finding the length around the outside of a shape. So that's why I write it rim, perimeter. But today what we're going to do is have shapes that are measured with fractional length sides. So if, for example, I had a square, looked like that, and the length of these sides was, let's say, 1/4 inch, right? So all I'm going to do, just like with our regular perimeter, if we had whole numbers, we're just going to add this up. So this is 1/4, but this side is 1/4, this side is 1/4, this side is 1/4. So 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 is going to equal 4/4 or 1 whole. So when you have a shape like that, you're going to want to make sure that you are adding the sides up, knowing that each one of these sides is equal. The fraction is going to be the same. I always make sure that I label each side just to make sure that I don't forget a side or that I forget what the measurement is. The same thing if I had an equilateral triangle. So let's say if all these sides are equal, let's say I had 2/3 meters, 2/3 meters, and 2/3 meters. So I would then take 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3. Now the nice thing about this is that you don't have to find equivalent fractions. You're just ready to add straight across. So 2, 4, 6, so 6/3, which would be 2. Okay, so that's how you would do it if you had a shape that had equal length sides, like a square or an equilateral triangle. Now, not all shapes out there are going to have equal length sides, so let's do a couple that don't. So let's say, for example, I have a rectangle that has one side that is 5/16, let's do inches, and one side that is 1/4 inches. Now this is not drawn to scale or to size. We're labeling a rectangle here. So no, I haven't measured that. It's not 5/16 of an inch, and that's not 1/4 of an inch. The one thing about perimeter, same thing as if you're doing with whole numbers, do not forget about this side and this side. So what I like to do is label them so I don't forget. Oops, this is not the 5/6 side. This is the 1/4 side, and this is 5/16. Okay, so now, there are a couple of different strategies. One, you could, so let's see, strategy 1, you could add all these up in one big long line. So add all 4 up would be your one strategy. So I could do 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 5/16 plus 5/16, right? So I could add them all up. I would have to find an equivalent fraction. It would be 16. So 4 times 4 would be 16. 1 times 4 is 16. Same thing there. And then this will remain the same. So now we're going to add this up. 5, 10, 14, 18. So I end up with 18/16. So if I change this into a mixed number, I get 1 and 2/16, which would be 1 and 1/8. Okay, so that would be if you wanted to add all 4 of the sides up. So that's one strategy. Another strategy would be to add the 2 sides that are the same up. So I could have, so this is add up the same length would be one other strategy. So we could have 1/4 plus 1/4, which would be 2/4. Or 1/2. That would be 1. And then I could have 5/16 plus 5/16, which would be 10/16. And then I can add those 2 up. So I would have 1/2 plus 10/16. So if I was going to make my equivalent fractions here, 2 times 8 is 16. So 8, which gives me 18/16, which, same thing again, I'm going to get 1 and 2/16, and if I reduce that, I get 1 and 1/8. Okay, so That would be if you were adding up the same length sides at a time. And that would be my second strategy. My third strategy that you could use. So strategy number 3, add up the different sides twice. So in this case, what you would do is you would have 1/4 plus 5/16. And again, we're going to add up our things, get our common denominators. 4 times 16, 1/4, and this is 5, which gets me 9/16. Okay, so that's 9/16, but we've only added these two sides. So now I have to add 9/16 to itself. So 9/16 plus 9/16 would be 18/16, which would be 1 2/16, which would be 1 1/8. Okay, so all 3 ways are going to get you the same answer. It just depends on which way you want to approach it. So you could, again, add all 4 sides up at once. You could add the same length sides and then add those two sums together, or you could add up the different length sides and do it twice if you have a rectangle like this, okay? So that's kind of the 3 different ways you could do it. It doesn't matter to me which way you are most comfortable with it. That's the way I want you to solve it. So again, your comfort level is more important for me. I want you to find a way that works for you. All right, let's do another one. So let's do 7/8 meters and 12/16 meters. Okay, so if we are going to add these up, we could do it a couple of different ways, right? We could add up all 4 of them. Remember, this is going to be 7/8, and this is going to be 12, oops, run out of room here, 12/16. They're all meters. So we could take 7/8 plus 7/8 plus 12/16 plus 12/16. Again, our common denominator is going to be 16. So these will remain the same. 8 times 2 would be 16. 7 times 2 is 14. Same thing up here. So we are going to get, this would be 28 plus 24. And remember, a little side math never hurt anybody. So if you're stuck on it, go ahead and do your side math. Okay, so 52 over 16. Now, you have to think about how many times 16 goes into 54. Again, if you're not sure, do some side math. I know that 16 times 3 is going to be 48, so that's going to be a number that's going to be helpful for us. So it goes in 3 times with 4/16 left over, and we end up with 3 1/4 when it's all said and done. So that would be if you added up all 4 sides together. Okay, let's try it the other way. So let's try it with the 2 similar sides being added up. So 12/16, 12/16, that's going to end up with 24/16, right? And then over here, if we have 7/8 plus 7/8, we're going to end up with 14/8. Okay, so now when we add these up together, we're going to have to do 24/16 plus 14/8. So we got to make our equivalent fractions here. This is going to be 28/16, 24/16. So when we add this up again, we're still going to get 52 over 16, which is going to be 3 4/16 again, or 3 1/4. Okay, so again, that would be if you added the same length sides together and then combine those 2 lengths. Okay, oh, and don't forget that it's meters. I forgot my unit there. Okay, let's try it the last way. So the last way would be if you added these two sides that are different lengths, and then we're going to add that information together twice. So 7/8 plus 12/16. Okay, so 14 plus 12 would be, Estelle, give me a minute, please. Sorry, my daughter just walked in. So if we add this up, so 2, 14, yes, so I get 26 over 16. Now, what I need to do is I'm going to add that twice. So 26 over 16 plus 26 over 16, which is still going to get me that 52 over 16. Now, if I divide that same way as before, 3 4/16 or 3 1/4. Okay, so again, you're still going to get the same answer. It just depends on which way you want to approach it. Okay, so we're going to use that knowledge of how to add fractions and how to find perimeter of shapes, but we're going to combine those two to get our finding perimeter with shapes that have fractional length sides. Okay, video's over. Go check out those board notes, work on the worksheet and the fast check, turn those in, and then you check out some optional work. And be sure to check into office hours if you have any questions. I'm happy to help you out. Thanks. Bye.